The morning of April 15th, 2013 was like any other ordinary day, except today was Patriots Day, and every year on Patriots Day, the Boston Marathon is run. The Boston Marathon is a highly exclusive marathon as you need a qualifying time just to be able to compete. So for a lot of these runners, this is a big deal and a very big day for them. For these runners, the day started off just like any other normal marathon. The gun goes off and you start your 26.2-mile journey. This marathon, however, would soon turn out to be a lot different. At approximately 2:49 p.m., with more than 5,600 runners still racing, a massive explosion rocked Boylston Street right before the finish line. Everyone was confused and wondered if a bomb had gone off or if a pipe had exploded, but no one was really sure. Once the smoke cleared, the home stretch turned into a gruesome scene of bloodshed and destruction and chaos. Approximately 14 seconds after the first explosion, a second massive explosion rocked Boylston Street, only being about 200 meters away from the first. At this point, it was evident that these were bombs, and a massive manhunt to find the suspects behind these attacks was underway. Once the smoke cleared, runners and spectators were not hesitant to go help those out who needed medical attention. At the end of the day, there was more than 260 people who were critically injured. All ambulances were rerouted to the finish line of the marathon, and hospitals were flooded with patients injured from these attacks. Sadly, multiple people were killed as a result of these horrific attacks. Martin Richard, Crystal Campbell, and Lou Lindsay were tragically killed by the initial blasts of the bombs at the finish line. Officer Sean Collier was killed late at night by the two suspects, who are still unknown. The two suspects attempted to wrestle Officer Collier's gun away from him, and when he wouldn't budge, the suspects ended up shooting him and killing him. Officer Dennis Simmons tragically succumbed to an injury more than a year after he was involved in a shootout with the two suspects. After more than 3 days of analyzing security camera footage and video footage, the FBI, along with the Boston Police Department, released photos of these two men who they had believed coordinated the Boston Marathon bombings. Tamerlan Tsarnaev on the left, who was 27, and Dzhokhar Tsarnaev on the right, who was 19. These brothers were Kyrgyzstani immigrants who had immigrated to the U.S. in 2004. The FBI initiated a massive manhunt looking for these two men. The Boston Police Department initiated a citywide manhunt for these two suspects. After a week of pushing all their efforts towards finding these men, they found them. Tamerlan Tsarnaev was killed in a shootout with the Boston police, while his younger brother Dzhokhar escaped. The next day, Dzhokhar was found lying in a homeowner's boat as he surrendered to the police, finally ending the manhunt. April 15th, 2013 was a very dark day in Boston's history. After the attacks, the term Boston Strong was coined to honor the victims of the Boston Marathon bombing. The citizens of Boston united with one another to become a stronger and more powerful community, and they ensured something like this would never ever happen again under their watch.